So good afternoon and welcome to the first press conference at IPTC here in Qatar.
Qatar Petroleum is proud to co-host with ExxonMobil this excellent conference. This conference has been going on for some time now, and it's only gotten better every time. We were honored that this time it was under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, the Emir of the State of Qatar. We were delighted to have His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Nasser bin Khalifa Al Thani, the Prime Minister and Interior Minister, to make the opening speech, and His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Saleh Al Sada also made a speech in the opening. So we are delighted to have this conference again here in Qatar. It began almost 10 years ago, as I mentioned. Just to give you an update on the attendees of the conference, the latest figures that I have just received from the team is that we have 4,255 registered attendees, which is between and we're expecting more than 6,000 by the end of the week, which is a record attendee number for the IPTC in Doha. So this is an excellent achievement, and it shows the interest that we have growing in this conference. We have representation from 655 organizations from 66 countries. 10 corporations have become or are principal sponsors of the IPTC Doha. We have 110 students from around the world that have come for the International Education Week, which is a very important part of this, educating our young men and women that are coming into the industry or thinking about coming into the industry. So it's a very good education for them. We have 20 from Qatar, from Texas A&M and Qatar University. We have 42 science teachers from 17 schools in workshops that introduces oil and gas industry to them. We have basically an Energy for All program with 180 students from 18 high schools, 3 private, 10 boys schools, and 6 girls schools to attend Education Day about the industry. The Future Engineers program, we have 80 parents attending a dinner to learn about industry at Texas A&M University. You can see that the conference has a much wider spectrum than just the excellent technical content through papers that are presented, and exchange of knowledge and information, and debates and dialogues between technicians, if you will, engineers, geologists, and scientists, which is excellent. But we're also focusing on the next group that is coming in to the industry, which I think is super. So with that, I think I'll just leave the rest for any questions that you may have and turn it to Mr. Andy Swagger for a few words.
Thank you, Saad. Certainly as a long-term partner of Qatar Petroleum, we are very honored to co-host this 7th International Petroleum Technology Conference. It's been a great opportunity to build on our past experience of hosting these conferences in Kuala Lumpur and Beijing. We're really confident this is going to be a very successful gathering. It's bringing together, as Saad mentioned, attendees from around the globe, and it does offer a very comprehensive program that serves quite a broad cross-section of our industry. You saw the opening session today, if you were able to get there. You saw that it brought together leaders from 6 national and international oil companies under the direction and moderation of Nasser Al-Jada. The result, I thought, was quite an engaging and substantive dialogue. The opportunity to exchange ideas on such a scale, as you saw in that opening session, is extremely valuable as we work to meet the energy challenges of the future. Over the course of the next 3 days, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for those sort of dialogues in various panel sessions that will address themes that are paramount to this industry, from the future of project management and growing resources in upstream technology, to the natural gas revolution, and to meeting shareholder expectations. This conference will address industry collaboration as the key to a successful partnership model. Talked about that a little bit in my opening comments today. We'll hear from a lot more executives as they share their views on operational, commercial, and geopolitical challenges as well as the regulatory and infrastructure gaps of the petroleum energy industry. In addition to the impressive lineup of speakers, attendees at the conference will have the opportunity to hear from more than 400 of our industry colleagues in 67 different sessions who will share their knowledge and expertise on proven and new technologies through both oral presentations and poster sessions. And of course, everybody has the opportunity to tour the latest and most upcoming technical innovations at the conference exhibition, which is quite something. We went through it this morning. There is a lot to see and do there, and a lot of people to talk to and ask your questions about the industry, about technology, about collaboration, about innovation. And then finally, as was mentioned, with an eye to the future, we've organized a full week of activities for our industry's young professionals, as well as students, school teachers, and the parents. I encourage you all to take a special interest in the work that these budding scientists and engineers are taking on. At my company, ExxonMobil, we strongly support events such as the IPTC as an important way to inspire innovation, to advance technology, to expand our industry's capabilities as we seek to meet the energy challenges in the future. I hope you all really enjoy the conference. Thank you.
This is the 7th conference that we held. I think as you are aware, the first conference was held here in Qatar, and we come back here. And since then, we have held our conference in Kuala Lumpur, Bangkok, and also Beijing. So I think that was during the span period of 7 years. And by the way, at the end of this year, the 8th conference will be held in Kuala Lumpur. And I think Mr. Ramdan Malik will be one of the co-chair of this organization. But IPC, as a company that facilitates the conference, we are facilitating this. The organizers are here that you see, who provide this excellent technical get-together, both in terms of technical and also exhibition part of it. So we are holding this within this region of Middle East and Far East. I think it will not be wrong to say that we may want to grow this to a little bit more to include other areas. This is something that we have to talk and discuss within the organization. This conference has gained its importance and provide a lot of channels for our professionals to get together. So I think if we can expand this a little bit beyond this region, beyond the Middle East and the Far East, I think that will help more in terms of creating a global environment for people to be able to talk to each other and discuss each other. But as I said, this is just a small vision. We have not really talked in detail, but something I think in our minds all the time. We have to wait until the right time, right situation, and of course, at the right economics environment. I think that's what we see in the near future. So thank you.
Thank you.
So henceforth, do we see IPTC taking place twice a year, like January and December?
No, I think we do this annually. The unfortunate part is that when 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, we are supposed to have held in Bangkok. They suffered a major flood situation. So we have to cancel that and then carry forward a little bit. That delays the Beijing conference. So now we have to do it here in January. And of course, the coming 8th one will be in Kuala Lumpur in December. Hopefully this annual routine will continue. I don't think we can manage to have 2 conferences a year. This is something that we never thought of at this moment.
I was noting with interest the presentation by Mr. Amin from Saudi Aramco, and he was talking about what a national oil company can do in terms of technical innovation. There are a lot of areas in which Saudi Aramco is doing things I don't think anybody else in the community is doing. The one that interests me most is the labour question, the vocational training. So you said 2,000, you've got 2,500 employees in different disciplines, 5,000 are employees pursuing graduate and undergraduate programs, 8,000 in our industrial training programs. So, to what extent would QP like to be able to echo develop similar sort of programs? And what are you doing now to engage more companies in the industry and in your company?
Yeah, I did not. I attended a big part of that presentation, but not all of it. I had to go to another meeting. But you know, all of us as national oil companies are trying our best to get the most nationals that we can into technical jobs and have. Of course, Saudi Arabia is at a much bigger scale and an older company, if you will. Aramco is an excellent company, and there's no doubt, and they have a lot of capabilities and have been around for a very long time. As far as Qatar Petroleum is concerned, I think what you heard from Amin there, Mr. Amin, is that we're doing exactly the same thing, and you see most of the national companies are doing similar things. I think they're far ahead of the entire region, maybe from a technology point of view and a research point of view, and what they have developed, because they're a much older company and a much more mature company and a much bigger company. So if you look at, I think their employees are about 60, 70,000 employees. Whereas when you look at our company in Qatar, it's probably around 10, 11,000. So we have similar from a percentage number. If you look at the number of people we bring in, whether it's educating people abroad, the boys and girls coming out of high school, or young men and women coming out of high school that we have on scholarship programs, are probably from a percentage point of view exactly. I don't have the exact number, but it's probably the exact same thing. We have a huge Qatarization program to take QP to around 50% Qataris, and of course,
50%.
somewhere in that range,
Is
40
there
to
a
50.
deadline on that 50% target, or is that something you're hoping to achieve?
No, I think it depends. There was a target that was a very old target. What's happened is the company expanded hugely, so the number we've achieved, but the percentage keeps going. You need more people, and because of Qatar's very small population, it's more difficult. But we're doing everything we can to attract young men and women into the industry, and of course at different levels. I mean, the technician levels, the engineer levels, and so on. And one of the importance of the programs that are being carried out here is showing the youngsters how good the opportunities that are available to them, bringing students from around the world and some from Qatar to show them, that the industry, because our industry, people look at this as, a driller, an operator, and so on. We have a lot of core business, and we have services that are available. We have accountants, we have HR, we are huge companies and need all the spectrum of, the technicians. We need the best scientists, we need the best accountants, and so on. So it's a very wide array of requirements, but we're working very hard to ensure that we get the most that we can in Qatar.
And you see Saudi Aramco as a bit of a template in a way for the kind of thing that a national oil company.
I don't know if we see it. If we don't. I don't think we see anybody as a certain. Everybody has a certain way of doing things that's different to their environment and what their requirements are. So every company would have a different way of doing things. I think they're doing an excellent job. They're a very good company. We have great respect for Aramco, but I think we're doing in our own right something that's very solid for our requirements.